Hey there, West Coast pop fans. It's been a while, but welcome to another tier list episode. I'm Eric, and this week I'm joined by Zach and Naki. How are you guys doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Good, glad to be here.
All right. So today we're going to be dealing with a couple of PWI's best matches from 2000 to 2019. If you're not familiar with PWI, it is a semi-kayfabe magazine. They usually make their opinions based on like the kayfabe ramifications of things, not the real-world ramifications. But best matches, they usually tend to actually go with best quality matches. So, rules for this one, same as last time. We've got to vote for where we want to send each match, S through F. We have the power at the end of the video to decide if we want to move any match into any category. However, at the end, only one match can be in the S rank category. Who will it be? No one knows. And we're going to go ahead and get started right away. First match, year 2000. The first TLC match between the Hardys, ENC, and the Dudley Boyz. Where do you guys think this should go?
I'll give this one an A. This match obviously kicked off a whole slew of TLC matches and the TLC pay-per-view itself. I do think the next one was better, but this one was so great. Watching it with a bunch of dudes in college, we were just jumping off the couch the whole time.
Agreed. Yeah, I'll probably give it an A too, just because it was a revolutionary match, still used to this day. And like the Money in the Bank when Edge cashed in, this was the one that really set the trend. It told everyone how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Knock?
I'm gonna put it in an A class.
Very nice. All right, first one, 2000s, going right to the A. All right, and we follow it up with 2001 TLC match. I believe this one was... My pictures are so small. I believe this one was WrestleMania. I could be wrong about that, though.
Yeah, WrestleMania 17.
That's right. Knock, where do you think this one should go?
Ooh. I know the last one was A. I don't know if I remember that's correct, but I think this one was F class for me.
Fair. I'm trying to remember if this was the one where Devon got speared off while holding the title.
When he was dangling? That's one of my memories. Is this one? I think this was this one.
I think so.
I
remember
that.
Yeah.
For that one alone, I remember they had to step up their game. I'm willing to also put this in S class. I don't know if I'll keep it at the end of the video, but
yeah,
I'd say S class. I think it was better than the first one.
I think it was too. I just gotta reevaluate all these at the end. I'll put it in A for now. I'm not gonna put anything in S class, I don't think, during this whole thing until the end.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's fair enough too, actually.
Okay. Well, for right now, 2-1, it'll go in S, but always has a chance to come back out. All right. 2002, Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, icon versus icon. I'm going to go ahead and give my vote and say I'm going to give it a high B because I was doing research on this and for another video we've got coming up, another tier list. And The Rock's 2002 career is very weird. The fans were iffy on him. And I feel like the reaction from the crowd was really smarky. I don't know if I liked it as much as I thought I did back in the day. Now that I look back on it older. I'm willing to give it a B, a high B.
I'll give it an A. I thought this isn't going into S class for me, but I thought this was one of the ultimate cases of fan service. It was It was a typical Hogan match at this stage in his career, so it wasn't that great, but just the hype, where it was, the crowd, the WrestleMania, and the build-up, it all worked for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it an A also for that reason alone. I gotta rewatch it, like you said, how you changed your opinion a bit rewatching it now, but from what I remember about the whole crowd really carried this match for me. Like just the meeting of these two giants at the time, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it definitely should have been a main event. If it was a main event, it could go into the category of best main events ever. But they screwed up there.
Yeah, I think even Jericho said that was the screw up of the WrestleMania 2 that went on mid card or did.
Yeah, but for right now goes into the A class. Next up, probably the best match to happen on SmackDown to this day still. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. Iron Man match for the WWE Championship. Knock, where you think this one's going?
I'm putting it back in A class too. Kurt and Brock are just so good together. They've had a lot of really good matches together, having that same wrestling background. This was a hell of a match. And I think you might be right about still being the best SmackDown match so far. I'm trying to think back, but this is a hell of a match.
Definitely. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, I'll agree. It's A class, and then it's a match like this, which makes you hate the Brock Lesnar of today. Certain guys with age can't work like they did back in the day when they were huge, but he can still work, and he should go back and watch this match.
Definitely. A class. Great match. Great feud. Great couple of matches that they had together. This was their third one, I believe, and loved every bit of it. I was gonna say that usually in our tier list videos, we usually have like things in C, D by now. And I was like, man, some great matches, but I forgot this is a list of best matches, so expect a lot of A's.
Yeah, I was thinking as we were going, I don't see any of these matches dropping below B. Like, it's gonna be hard to see that.
Exactly.
Once our bias really comes out.
I mean, I guess we just have to start comparing them to each other because this is deciding which is the best matches. But all right, next up we go to 2004. This was the WrestleMania where it was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit would end up winning after he won the Royal Rumble to get into the match, and Shawn Michaels just kind of super kicked his way in. I'm going to give it, compared to the other ones, I think I'm going to give it a B+.
I'll be honest with you guys. I think I've only seen this match once. I've never actually went back to rewatch it at any point. So it's a little vague on me. And then after seeing, Daniel Bryan have his magical stuff and Ray and all these other magical wins, that kind of drops it for me. I'm gonna put it in a B, which it's a lower B for me.
Yeah. How about you, Zach?
I'll give it a C. So the reasoning is, it was great to see him get his moment at the time. But I don't know, man. This match was just very cold. It had I don't know. It just didn't do it for me at the time. I was kind of disappointed in the build-up for it. And yeah, if we're comparing to the other matches, I'm going to say C.
That's fair enough, because I am looking back at it through nostalgia filters. It is one of those. It's one of the three WrestleMania main events, the trilogy of babyface technical wrestlers winning the main event. So I do look back on it fondly, but I don't know. Maybe I should go back and look at it. For right now, I'm putting it in B. I might change my mind with my veto at the end of the video if I think about it some more.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
All right. Right now, it's the lowest one. But we go on to 2005. I remember this match because I was like, for some reason, I did not think this match could happen. It was a dream match for some reason, even though it really wasn't. 2005, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. Inter-promotional match. Raw versus SmackDown. Zach, where do you think this one's going?
I'll put this one in the B category. I really, really liked it. It's a match that I've seen multiple times, but I barely remember. if that makes sense. Like, there's nothing that totally stands out with this match to me. I know it's great and it's a lot of fun to watch, but the fact that I don't really remember a lot of the spots, maybe it's just because I'm getting old. So,
Gotcha.
This is going straight to A. I damn near want to put it in S class. I'm biting my tongue over here, but this match was great, man. It was a whole lot of the chain wrestling type stuff. I remember all the Shawn going for the super kick and being in so much pain, and Angle just putting on that ankle lock. It was one of the best sells of the ankle lock and how they played up that entire match. This was very good, very technical. I didn't really see a lot of technical stuff from Shawn before this, but this was really cool.
Yeah, it was a technical one. This was also where he did the jump from the ring apron to the table. It didn't break. It got internal bleeding. What else? It's also the first time I think I've seen someone do the thing where like they tease a German suplex off the apron, but someone holds on. And they made it look real good. I was gonna give it a B, but I think he might have talked me into an A knock.
I'm also taking into the fact that like a lot of the stuff I've seen, a lot of the sequences in this match, I see every day in wrestling nowadays, and a whole bunch of promotions on the indies, on the main roster. So it's had a legacy in that, and it's had an impact on the wrestlers I've seen.
That's very true. Yeah, I feel like it's on this list. It's probably the underdog of the whole list, but I am going to vote A just because it's a solid match, 100%. There are no down moments.
I'll rewatch it, but I'll stand by it for now.
That's very fair.
That's fair.
It's honestly be like the 6th or 7th time I've seen it, but yeah, I will take notes and get tattoos. I will make sure I remember.
All right. This next one I might need some help remembering. 2006, Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon. No holds barred WrestleMania. I think this was kind of the last time we saw Vince get his comeuppance in a match. And one of the only times Shawn Michaels actually went over Vince, because every time I remember the feud, it's Shawn Michaels getting drugged and kissing his ass. But
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I remember a lot of the build-up and the aftermath of this match that I hated, but the match itself, I'm still vague on.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you first, Zach. Where do you think this one should go?
I'll give it a B. It was a good match. It was just like, I was so worn out by Vince in the ring. I mean, you had Vince versus Hogan after Vince and Austin, and Vince and The Rock, and all these other things going on with Vince that I think this was like, I was just like kind of worn out on Vince by the time this match happened. But yeah, I'll say B.
Gotcha.
I'll put it in a B also.
Yeah, I'll give it a B. It was, I remember moments of it, because I think this was before I found a way to watch like WrestleManias, because I didn't pay for them. But I remember seeing like moments online.
Yourself here, bro.
Right. Let's see. Next up, this one I'm very willing to put into the A right away, because it's HBK versus John Cena, not at Mania, but on the next night at Raw. First time I remember 50-50 booking, because Cena beat HBK at Mania, and then HBK had to get his win back the next night, non-title match. And for some reason, maybe it's because HBK knew he was going to win, the match was better. I'm going to vote A, but I'm going to pass it to you, Knock. Where do you think this one's going?
I'm going to put it in the B. This was a great moment, but it's just that the whole 50-50 booking thing, and how he just lost the night before when it counted, but now it doesn't matter, so he won. I don't know. But it was a good match. I still remember it a lot, but I'm putting it in the B class.
Very fair. I am looking at it through nostalgia. This is like, logically, I don't think it's an A, but the kid in me is saying A. So I'm going with him. So how about you, Zach?
I'm going to go with B. Of course, I'm not a John Cena fan. Especially this time, I was so worn. I was worn out by Vince,
Super
but I mean,
Cena.
I'm so worn out by John Cena at this point. Man, yeah, and the fact that it was just like the next night, but like you said, Eric, the match was better on HBK's side for sure. So that does make it a really good match. But yeah, I'll say a B.
Yeah.
These last two entries, there really wasn't a better match this year than these two.
Oh, trust me. Wait till we get to the best wrestlers. And I think the runner-ups for this were like, what was it, Brett versus Vince or something? And the runner-ups were very weird. It was a weird year for WWE.
Yeah, Brett versus Vince wasn't good. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But we get to a real tearjerker. 2008, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. I'm voting S. That's all I have to say about it. How about you, Zach?
The rest of this case.
If I do put one in S, I think it's going to be this one. I'll say A for now. Yeah, the match made me cry. It was such good storytelling, and that's what you really want out of two performers in a Mania match, especially. And this is just beautifully done by both.
Yeah, it's very hard to put this anywhere lower than an S or an A. Again, one of the most emotional moments in wrestling. Very well done. This is like when they tell you when you're training to wrestle, like to take the moments in, slow down in the ring, let the audience feel you. Shawn, just whispering that what he whispered to Rick, and then before the super kick, and then all that little motion stuff, man, it really added to the ending of that match and all the build. I'm gonna put it S. Yeah, this was a hell of a thing.
Yeah, it was a true moment. It would have been perfect if Rick just stayed in retirement, but
listen, man, if Rick didn't stay in retirement, we'd have never got the Ric Flair Jay Lethal promo. Okay, there's some good things about it.
That is true. All right,
that is
we'll
true.
Take that.
That's true. I still watch that promo almost every month. Oh man! All right. So next year we've got the first HBK versus Taker at WrestleMania. The career's not on the line yet, but it's HBK's pride. I say A column.
Okay.
I want to put in S, but I can't.
This is the one where he lost with the he went for the moonsault and got caught in a tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'll put it in A class. Still a hell of a match. A class though.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
All right, right into A. One of my favorite things about that match too was just the build-up. Just Shawn Michaels being like, "The light is gonna beat you, dead man," and coming down from up high with that light shining down. Man, HBK.
Yeah,
was
it was
dynamic.
it was the good way to work in HBK's new faith in God and everything. They did it very poorly again against Vince McMahon, but yeah, this was beautifully done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for all those youngins out there who somehow find their way to this, if you gotta watch 2008, 2009, 2010 matches just to know what wrestling is.
Yeah.
But speaking of going on to 2010, a little tiny ass numbers on these pictures. Career versus streak. As we know, HBK put his streak up to get that rematch. He went through hell to get this rematch. It just didn't pan out. I'm going to move that from the B column. That's disrespectful. But I'm voting for A. I almost want to vote S again, but
I'm putting it in a yes. This was another brilliant write-off for a brilliant career. The streak versus the career match. Yeah, this is great, man. I'm putting an S for sure.
I'll say A. I might vote S on it later, but yeah, this was just really well done, especially with the build-up.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to vote to keep it in S, but I think just for the fact that I think it belongs in S for right now. I don't think I'll keep it there, but.
And I will say one thing that made me not totally believe in the match, or I guess the ending, was Ric Flair going to TNA. So it was like people can retire but not retire. So that honestly played a little part on my enjoyment of the match.
I get you. And then Michaels did eventually come back and
that's sweet Saudi money. But
could have came back against AJ. but
or Johnny Gargano or Adam Cole or anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized I'm surprised there's no NXT matches on this. Oh, actually, no, there is one. There is one. Okay.
Yeah, the Sasha Bayley.
Yeah. No Gargano, though. But we go on to 2011. This was the summer of Punk at Money in the Bank. Knock, I know you remember that pop, that CM Punk entrance.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I still watch that.
Such a great moment. The match itself, this was the one where McMahon came out. He told Cena, if you lose, you're fired. And then he came out and distracted Cena. Cena lost and did not get fired, which is weird.
Yeah. And then the whole Alberto Del Rio thing.
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah. Because I know Cena and Punk have had better matches, I want to put it in the C column. But the pop and everything around it was so good, I'm going to put it in B.
I'm 100%.
Yeah, I think the pop, I'm not gonna argue with you guys. I think B class for the match itself, just everything around it. The whole CM Punk, we don't know if he signed the contract, if he's really leaving, all that stuff, and that was amazing to see in his home crowd. So B for sure, but because of the stuff surrounding it, as opposed to just the match itself.
Yeah. And what were you gonna say, Zach?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna agree with that. And we talk about how today a lot of people may not see matches be as awesome as they are because we don't have the main thing, the crowd. And the crowd in this one, it made the match almost like 100%.
Yeah.
It was just like smart timing with everything, being in Chicago, Punk actually winning and leaving with the belt through the crowd. The match itself again, but yeah, everything else surrounding it was fantastic.
Yeah. I think this was the match that made me realize Chicago is a real wrestling town. This was one of their first matches, so they didn't get their chemistry right off the bat. But if you take Cena and CM Punk in their later matches and put them in this, it would have been a perfect 6-star match. Even they worked great together towards the end. But all right, we go into 2012. Triple H and Undertaker. This feud left a bad taste in my mouth after a while because it almost felt like Triple H was just kind of piggybacking off Shawn Michaels. I don't know. I just find it weird. You don't need to do that. You're Triple H. You've done plenty. But I wasn't the biggest fan of it. This was the Hell in a Cell where Shawn Michaels was the special guest referee. Where do you guys think it should go? I'll give it to you, Zach.
I love Triple H. I, for some reason, don't get into his matches at WrestleMania. So if you put someone who is more methodical and slower with The Undertaker, who is as well, it can kind of drag. And I don't know why I really didn't get into this at all. I enjoyed it, I think, a little bit more than I usually do a Triple H Mania match, but honestly, this is a C for me.
Damn.
Yeah. Where would you put it?
Yeah. Again, I'm surprised this was match of the year again. I can't imagine not any other match being better than this, but I enjoyed it. Definitely not A or S class. I might put it in B, but I can't argue C.
Yeah,
and Undertaker should never wear a mohawk again.
That's right. That was that year. Oh man. Yeah, I can't remember what the runner-up is, but I don't think it should be match of the year. I didn't connect with it because I think the whole time I was just like, I really didn't want Triple H to win, just because I didn't think he should break the streak. I'm gonna give it a C. I didn't connect with it at the time. There was something else I was gonna say, but I forgot. But oh well, not important. 20.
I will say though, real quick, it was definitely one of the best fake outs with the Shawn Michaels super kick pedigree. For a second, I really thought it was over.
Yeah, It was a good fake out, but I just remember hating that moment because I was like, if Triple H wins off this, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. But was that the end of was that when Taker started to go downhill? Because after that was 2013.
I think so. Was it Punk or Bray Wyatt after this one?
It must have been Punk, yeah, because Bray was after Brock.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I guess Punk was his last like decent match. Which, well, not decent, but all right. Well, that's
somewhat.
all. Yeah, somewhat. But I'm disappointed in myself because not once did I say the name Boneyard Mark. I forgot, and that's his last match for the list. But there's always.
I know, man. I was just doing this the other day, and for some reason, I was just like, I don't know, like daydreaming, and all of a sudden, like a drive-by in my head, Boneyard Mark. It just came out. I'm having like PTSD from Boneyard Mark.
That's how this channel's gonna grow. Hashtag Boneyard Mark.
All the wrong people are gonna follow that hashtag.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna push ahead to 2013. Daniel Bryan versus John Cena at SummerSlam. I tried to look up matches this year because I remember the moment for literally a second is nice, but I don't think this was like match of the year. But it was apparently this was a very boring, bland year for WWE, I guess. Not to say the match was bad. It's just, yeah, to me. This is one where Daniel Bryan won the title, and then Triple H screwed him out with Randy Orton coming out to cash in. I'm gonna put it in C-com also. I almost want to put it in D, but I'm gonna put C.
I'm gonna put it in C. I'm very shocked again that this was match of the year this year. And all I remember is just the Randy Orton stuff at the end, which sucks because this was a pretty good match. It wasn't bad. It was a solid match, but it was just a solid match. I don't think it was match of the year. So compared to the others, I'm putting it in C.
No. Yeah, I'll agree. I'm gonna put it in C as well. And I think people get so like I don't know, like giddy about John Cena when he pulls out a new move. So it's like every time he wants to fight someone who's hot, it seems like then he learns a new move. He may never use it again. He may put it in his arsenal, but I just, it was so meh. I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a C.
Agreed.
He's doing the Orange Cassidy limited moves the wrong way.
Exactly. The OG Orange Cassidy, but Orange Cassidy got it right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna push ahead to 2014. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt at Payback, last man standing. I'm very glad I looked back on this match because when I saw this, I did not think this would be match of the year, but I actually went back, did my homework, and I remember this match. I actually really liked it when I was watching it. It was the one where the Usos, for some reason, because they're baby faces, were helping John Cena against the Wyatt family. So throughout the match, the Wyatt, Harper and Rowan would just come out and fight the Usos, and they would have their own big spots. Like, I think one of the Usos hip bumped someone through like a table or something. Another Uso jumped off something high because they jump off things. It was actually I liked it personally enough to give it a B.
Yeah, I'll agree. I liked it. It was chaotic and it was this good chaos. I'll give it a B too.
Yeah, same. I'm about to do my research and see all the other matches that happened this year. I just can't see it being a match of the year. But I'm happy for Bray. That's cool to get that nod. Burger Time Brody in that match too. But B for me.
Yeah, I can't remember the matches from this year, 2014. I think this was the year Daniel Bryan was getting buried kayfabe and not kayfabe wise, so I don't think he really had any big matches. But next year we've got NXT Respect, Sasha versus Bayley in the first ever 60-minute Iron Woman match. I'm going to toss it to you, Knock. Where do you think this one should go?
I'm very tempted to put it in an S class for a bunch of reasons. First ever women's Iron Man match. They not only deliver, they produce something very iconic, something we're still wanting to see again today that we still haven't. I'm putting it in A class, but damn, they put on. And this is by far the best showing of Bayley. I know Sasha is a Hall of Famer, but this is a damn good match.
All right. Very nice. I'm going to give it an A too. Just, it really helped build NXT. It was a great match, very solid match. It's the Bayley that we all wish we could, it's the Bayley that we all wanted when she was doing the hugger life on the main roster. And it's the boss, so just plain simple A.
Yeah, I'll put an A too. The only complaint I have about this match is that it wasn't a 60-minute Iron Man match. Like, I love this match.
You're absolutely right, actually. Thank you for correcting me. What was it, 30 minutes or?
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we are going to mow on down 2016. John Cena versus AJ Styles, SummerSlam. These two also worked very well together. I did not expect to like their matches as much as I did, but they killed it. I lost my notes for this one. I'm trying to remember if this is the one that Cena won or if AJ...
No, Cena lost this one.
Okay,
Cena won at the Rumble. AJ won the SummerSlam.
You're right. And this was also when like Enzo and Cass were jumping into the feud.
They were jumping in a feud, but they weren't involved in this match. This was straight up one-on-one. They jumped in at their match at Money in the Bank.
Gotcha. Huh. All right. Now I do remember this match then. I'm gonna give it then a low A. It's a great match, but I don't see it better. I'm comparing it to like Angle and HBK and other matches for this one. So I say a low A. But you, Zach?
I'll agree. It takes a lot for me to enjoy a John Cena. But I'll give all the credit in the world to AJ Styles. He pulled it off. I'll give it a low A as well.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's like again, it's no secret. AJ's my favorite of all time. I'm used to him being like the TNA phenomenal, flying over the place, using these crazy, insane athletic moves. And there came a point in time around 2016 where he started toning it down and becoming a little more technical, a little more ground-based, and doing a lot of strong moves that are high-flying. And I think in this match, he really showed how good of a wrestler he was, not just the athleticism, not just the spots. So a great match, and put him on the map at WWE, helped him break out of that mold where he thought he'd just be a mid-card guy and catapult the main event. A class for me. Again, it's hard for me to watch Cena at this point in time, but this was a good match from them both.
Very true. All right, let's move him into the A class. All right. Before we get to our final three, we're just going to go ahead and show you guys a little excerpt from our most recent edition of West Coast Pop Talk, a series started by Zach, and it covers the month of June, right, Zach?
Yes, it does.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and put a little excerpt in there for you guys right now, and we'll see you back in a few seconds.
DC cuts ties with Diamond Comics distributors. Back in April, Diamond paused its distribution operations amid the COVID crisis. DC announced that comic book retailers can now get their DC books from Penguin, Random House, Lunar, or UCS comic distributors. DC states that the break from Diamond was a long-term thought process that began before the pandemic. Comic stores around the country are figuring out the new distribution for DC, all while trying to stay afloat during the pandemic by doing things like online auctions and curbside pickup for new titles. Diamond was the comic distributor since the 90s and now one of the two biggest comic publishers in the world, has made a major industry move.
And we're back. All right. We've got the final 3 matches, and they are not WWE. Is this a trend of things to come? Who knows? But we start off with 2017, Kenny versus Okada. Actually, let me not do that. Let me do them right. Okada versus Omega, number 1 at Wrestle Kingdom. This was the very first one. This is the one where Okada won clean. This isn't the tie. This isn't the time limit. The reason I say that is because every one of these matches are perfection, and you should not mistake any of these for the other one. I'm gonna give it a solid A, because when I look at their 4 matches, each one gets better and better. So by that logic, the first one has to kind of be the weakest.
Yeah, if I had to put one of their classic 4, it'd be the first one or third one in the A column. This is A. I don't think it's quite S. This is a hell of a showing, hell of a match. Not quite S.
Very true.
Yeah, I'll give it an A. I was a casual New Japan viewer. Like, if it was on, or if I was up late enough and it was on, I'd watch it. But I mean, this made me know who Omega and Okada were. This made me want to pay attention to New Japan.
Yeah.
I love this match.
Yeah. It's a shame also for Kenny, because these matches were so good that he hasn't escaped them yet. Everyone still wants this Kenny. Even us, we talk about it every now and then. But he isn't, like, as long as he's happy, I think that's the main thing I'm trying to deal with. If he's happy, he doesn't have to put on these level matches all the time.
Right.
Yeah, and he still has like great matches, a Pac match, a tag team match. He still put it on a great show. It's just this was like an out of body, next level masterpiece experience. These matches.
Yeah.
And credit to Okada too.
Definitely, yeah. And
I think he gets the short end of the stick sometimes in this.
He does, yeah. To the casual fan, you watch this, you're probably drawn more to Kenny, but I think it was their 3rd match that made me think maybe Okada is the best wrestler in the world right now, because he could work with anyone and do anything perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll say, it didn't help that Meltzer gave this match like 6 stars or whatever. Just like give it a high pedestal that Kenny can't hope to live up to anymore. Meltzer and those stars. Yeah. But we'll go on to their next one. This was the Minion. This was the one where Kenny actually won the 2 out of 3 falls match, no time limit. I am going to vote S, even though I'm not going to keep it there if it makes it.
Oh, this is S for sure. I can't. This is one of my great favorite matches of all time.
Yeah, I'll give it an A. Again, not gonna vote S right now, but yeah, I mean, it's just really flipping good.
Yeah. I will say my favorite out of the series was the second one at Dominion the year before with the time limit draw. So I don't like time limit draws at all, but the way this was done, the agony of Okada crawling to finally get the victory, and he couldn't because the time limit ran out. It showed so much, and it showed Omega rising, and it was great.
Also, this is the very first 2 out of 3 match that I never checked my phone since smartphones were invented. This is the first match I paid attention to, and I was just glued to.
Yeah. I will say I was surprised the second one didn't make it to last year's best match. I thought that would kind of win. I think even Meltzer gave that higher rating. But in addition, I will say all these 4 matches are helped by amazing commentary. New Japan's commentary is fucking amazing. WWE could really learn something from that. But we get to our final match of the evening. Double or Nothing, 2019. Cody versus Dustin, brother versus brother. Let me just preface this by saying, I know it's not going into S. I know you guys aren't going to vote S. That said, I'm voting S. Just because this is my favorite match if I ever have the privilege, the blessing to actually have a wrestling match, I'd want to have this match. I'd want to have a carbon copy of this match.
Listen, man. I don't know if you forget, but I was right there next to you watching this. This is S-Class all the way. I lost my mind watching this match. The crowd, the energy, being there watching Dustin put on this classic at this late in his career, and Cody. Like we said before, like, we love Cody. He's a great talker. He is a good worker. Sometimes his matches aren't, like, his big matches aren't always up to where it could be. And this just clicked on all cylinders, man.
It did. How about you, Zach?
All right, forgive my AC blown right now. This is one of 3 matches on the list that I am considering for an S match. This match is from following Dustin even back in WCW before he's even Goldust, being on that journey with him that long, being a huge fan of Dusty before he even came to WWF with the Polka Dots, being a fan of Cody in WWE. This match was, I talked about Hogan and Rock being fan service. This was fan service to the family and to the people who follow the family, and it was just beautiful.
100%. I truly believe that maybe tied with the Hearts, the Rhodes are the most screwed over family in wrestling, and this match was everything that they deserved. It was a great moment. But for right now, we're gonna go 2 or 3 votes into the S rank. That is every match so far. So now we get to the part where we decide if we are going to veto and move any match into any category. I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Zach. Would you move any match into any other category?
I think I'm good other than, well, I think of my S class. I think everything else is pretty solid.
All right. How about you, Knock?
It's killing me not seeing that Okada Omega match, not an S-Class. I might move that one if I can. How do you guys feel about that?
First one.
There can only be one S class, right?
Yeah, we're going to vote.
Oh, that was the first one. Oh, never mind. That was the first one. I'm good without that, actually.
Okay. But yeah, at the end, we're going to vote to keep only one S class. I don't know. I guess that's good. Yeah, that's a good list. I'm happy to see I'm not a huge Triple H fan, so I'm happy to see that he's in both C ranks in some capacity. So I'll take it. I'm happy with this.
All right.
And now, the main event. There can only be one. 5 have entered. 1 must leave. I think we all know the cases for each match, so I'm just going to go down the line, ask, do you guys have a vote to keep any match in? Is there a vote to keep the TLC match from 2001 in S class?
Not for me.
All right, it's going down to A. Damn, this is where it actually gets really hard. 2008.
I have a vote for that one. That's one of my main 2.
I don't know. Fuck, this is hard.
I'm assuming we all just get 1 vote, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, the one I want to take off for sure next is probably going to be Taker and HBK.
Ooh. Damn, this
is hard. Because I don't want to move on yet, because I think I want to give my vote to 2008, but these are all great matches. Mm-hmm. I think the one I want to take off, even though I voted for it, is the Double or Nothing. Because it's perfect, but I don't know if I'd put it against all these. I'm gonna give my vote. So this actually might win it to 2008.
Damn.
Okay. You know, it's funny because I think it was this week or last week, Rick was doing an interview and he had a lot of criticism on that match on his part.
Really?
Yeah. It's that match and the Double or Nothing one are honestly the 2 that I really want to keep in. Just because you have so much invested into it.
Yeah. Like, okay, the Okada Omega match, I love all those matches. They're perfect. if it was the second one, I would want to keep it there more. The first one was great, but the second one I carry over above the rest of them. So I think I'd be okay that drop to A class. I think, but I don't know.
It's tough because each match is great for its own reason. Like so it brings something.
It's very different reasons. Like just pure watching wrestling and pure athleticism. Okada Omega above all else.
Oh, for sure.
But
yeah.
The storytelling and the Flair Michaels and the 2 Rhodes matches. Even the Taker. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's really telling too because I mean it's 2 WWE matches versus 2 non. Like it's
yeah.
I don't know. It's I hope this isn't a sign that WWE's best days are just gone.
Not with Adam Cole around.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see on that too.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think. I mean, yeah. Zach and I gave it 2008, so I think HBK and Flair win best match. If you have one, just to give it the vote, then I used to be the second place of this tier.
All right, if I got to give a vote, I got to give it to Okada Omega.
Okay.
But it's either them or the Rhodes matches.
Yeah, that's a tough one. All right. Well, so far, if this was a tournament, Okada and Cammy would be second, Cody and Dustin third, and HBK and Taker fourth. But I guess the winner of this tier list, the remaining match in S class, Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, 2008. Man, that's a weird sign for younger talent of that year.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you gotta step your game up. You gotta want to get better, which I don't know if anyone did. I can't remember any young talent that year that said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be the best." And actually did it.
I feel like Jeff Hardy stepped out that year. I don't know about his matches quality, but he was a big star around the time.
That's true. But all right, folks, that is the whole tier list. Let's go down the ranks. S rank, HBK, Ric Flair. A whole lot of A ranks. We got Okada and Omega, both instances. The Rhodes brothers at Double or Nothing, HBK and The Undertaker. Both TLC 3-way matches with the Dudleys, ENC, and the Hardy Boys. Rock and Hogan, Kurt Angle and Brock, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle and Undertaker. Also, I forgot to say, as a quick note, Shawn Michaels had best match from 2005 to 2010. Every now and then, it's very important to remember how good that guy was.
Mm-hmm. And he came back better too. Like he was great before he went away, but he came back better.
100%. Like I personally think the return Shawn Michaels is my favorite iteration. I was too young for Party Boy, crazy Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I love that Shawn Michaels. It was like it's kind of like, you know, you got your boy, you got your friend who you go out with all the time, and then he gets married and finds Jesus, and then he's not. I guess I want to hang out with this new Shawn Michaels.
Every now and then I go back and look at it. It's great. Like I wish I could have experienced it, but I'm not gonna hate on this Shawn Michaels either. But let's see. We got Taker and Shawn Michaels again, Bayley and Sasha Banks, John Cena and AJ, and of course, like I said, Okada Omega. B rank, we've got the triple threat of Triple H, HBK, and Benoit. Vince versus Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels versus Cena. Cena versus Punk, 2011. Cena versus Bray. And C rank, Triple H and Taker. And Triple H special guest referee for Cena and Daniel Bryan. Oh boy. No D or F ranks, so I guess you could say there's no bum best match of the year. Before we wrap it up, it's really hard to predict for this year. But based on what we've seen so far, I'm going to ask you guys, knock you first, what do you think is going to be the 2020 match of the year?
Man, honestly, it's looking like a cinematic match might be match of the year, whether it's the Stadium Stampede or the Boneyard match. I'm trying to think of early in the year before the quarantine hit.
I was going to say
it might be one of those.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing, Zach?
Yeah, I was going to say those same two. I mean, we've had some great ones in like last SmackDown with Matt Riddle even coming out, putting on a good match on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two cinematic matches were the big ones.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get 2020. Old man Boneyard Mark's gonna get his award for best match of the year. It's gonna be the
man.
But we'll see, and hopefully we'll get to cover it. Yeah. Well,
I'm glad this one's at the top of the list. I like this match a lot. I rewatch it a lot. It still gets me, and all these other matches were really great. But to all of them, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there can only be one. Well, from West Coast Popcast, I'm Eric. Thank you guys for joining. Be sure to check out other videos on the channel. Check us out on SoundCloud and your podcasting services that you got. And keep an eye out for our next videos. Peace out.
Play on.